We got some good news for the Atlanta Braves and their manager Brian Snitker. Yeah, Snitker, man. Anyway, he's got an extension for the Atlanta Braves, which goes through the 2023 season. The extension also includes a club option for 2024. He's been the Braves manager since 2016, I think. Oh, my bad, 2017, my bad. In his first year, he went 72 and 90, but after that, three straight American League, National League East titles, excuse me, not American League. Um, and he's been a huge factor to the Braves' success this last few years. So to have him walk down for the next 3-4 years, that's a very good thing. Um, and this was reported by ESPN Associated Press. So you go first, Mario. What do you think of the Braves locking down Brian Snitker for the next few seasons?
Well, first of all, congratulations to Brian Snitker. I mean, he's been a very great manager for the past 2 years. Obviously, the Atlanta Braves are a great team. See, I think this was necessary. I really do. And the reason why I think this was necessary is because I feel like Brian Snitker, I feel like he can be that coach to get it over the hump. I really do. And he comes close every year. And like we say, it doesn't seem like he can get over it, but I feel like he can. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like this, like, for instance, I don't feel like this is a coach that I'm watching. I'm like, well, they're never going to win it, or he's never going to get them over the hump. Or I look and I'm like, they might need to get a new guy because, like, they can't get him over the hump. And we talked about this with the NHL video with the Canadians coach, Caesar. Not Caesar, I'm sorry.
Claude Julien.
Claude Julien. Sorry, every single time I think of Julien, I think of Caesar. So, like Julius Caesar, you know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, we got Claude Julien. So we looked at Claude Julien, right? And he was having winning seasons, but again, he got fired because they didn't feel like they could get him over the hump. I don't see that with Brian Snitker. You know what I'm saying? I see a team that comes very, very close every single year, and again, they fall a little bit short. But I feel like Brian Snitker can be that guy to kind of take the Braves over the hump and potentially win a World Series. It's going to be tough, absolutely. The Padres and the Dodgers, and especially the Mets, they're making moves, and and let me tell you something, that National League is looking very dangerous. But I do believe Brian Snitker can definitely be the guy to get this team to a World Series and possibly win it. I absolutely believe that. So I think this was absolutely necessary to keep the team that you have, because it's an absolute great team. Ronald Acuna, Ozzy Albies, National League MVP Freddie Freeman,
Marcell Ozuna.
Marcell Ozuna.
You already mentioned Ozzy Albies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just basically named like the top 4 stars, and keeping Brian Snitker, that is extremely important, because you getting a new coach or a new manager, who knows what would have happened. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I wish Brian Snitker the best of luck, and I wish the Atlanta Braves the best of luck too.
Yeah, I'll take it from there. Congratulations to Brian Snitker and the Atlanta Braves. I wish him the best of luck. I absolutely agree. I really do think this was necessary. Brian Snitker's a great head coach, or manager in this case, actually. I mean, same thing, but I think he's a great manager. He's definitely helped the Braves some successful. Which, by the way, before Brian Snitker came, the Braves weren't the most successful team. They weren't making playoffs. They were a relatively bad team. But now now comes Brian Snitker, and he changes that around. Now, obviously, the last couple of seasons, it hasn't turned out the way they come, but they've been going. They've been increasing in improvement. You know what I mean? Like in 2018, had an early playoff exit to the Dodgers in like 3-4 games. But the thing is, I gave him a pass on that because the Braves, the NL East that year in 2018, it was like, it reminded me of the NFC East this year. Like that division was going to anybody. And whoever won it was just not going far in the playoffs. So I gave the Braves a pass on that because that's just what it reminded me of. In 2019, they're a powerhouse, right? They're competing with teams like the Dodgers, who, by the way, got eliminated in the first round that year too. Probably one of the most embarrassing things that's ever happened to a franchise. Teams like the Nationals, who won the World Series that year, they got eliminated. So I'm like, all right, look at the team. Like, all right, this team now needs improvement because now you're on top of the National League, and you just got smacked by a team that wasn't even supposed to go as far as it did. Now you need some improvement. Then they made the improvement, but you just faced a team that was just so much better than you. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, I'll give the Braves -5 because they had the potential and they blew a 3-1 series lead. They could have won that series very easily, but they didn't. That's why I give them half a point, because that's a series they could have won, but ultimately they lost. So now I look at it as like, all right, you need to keep Brian Snitker. You need to add more to maybe the pitching, and I think you're good. And I agree, it's going to take a few years for them to win a World Series because, like you said, Dodgers, Padres are on the run. And honestly, as for the National League East, I really think it could go to anybody, except it's not like it was back in 2018. It's the exact opposite. It can go to anybody because now the teams are stacked. You got the Braves, you got the Nationals. The Nationals are stacking up again. The Mets are stacking up. Who else? The Phillies and the Marlins.
Did you say
Not so
Padres?
much. Yeah, not so much the Marlins, but those four teams, like it can go to any one of those four teams. So for the Braves to lock down Brian Snitker for another few seasons, that's a very good thing to have. I really do think he's that coach to get them forward. But
Right.
they just need to improve on every side of the ball, and I can see this team winning a World Series in the next few years. So with that being said, congratulations to Brian Snitker, congratulations to the Atlanta Braves, and I wish them both the best of luck.